Right. I think I'm a minute or two early, so I just promised I'll hold that one. I promised myself a little drink to celebrate the Mini's birthday. What time is it? 1 minute two. A few moments early. This is a bottle of Breckledig Sherry Edition 1992 Islay Single Malt, and we're toasting the Mini's birthday. Just a little dram, a wee dram, as they say in a terrifically bad accent. This is nearly all gone. That's a shame. One drink of that left. Put that one. Save it on. Whoops. Another day. Right. Hello. Have you got a bracket thing? I can't see how many people are on there. Hello, Richie. Hello. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Ford Escort. Hello, Stephen. Hello. Nice one for the Mini. I've got another one here I nearly opened, which is Nissan Leaf Organic Breckledig, from where we did a work trip with Nissan up to Islay, and they gave us all a commemorative thing, but that isn't opened yet. Yeah, it's the evening, so I thought it'd be nice to have like a kind of pub lounge kind of feel to it as we're here in the evening. Happy birthday, Mini. Right, I need to move the elastic bands. My iPad is attached to a tripod, and I've put the elastic bands across where the words are coming up. No one ask a question for a second. There we go. Right, yeah. Will I go up to Scarborough for a car meet? Potentially, yeah, depends on the car. If my TV is on fire, that may burn out during the evening. Would I ever buy an MGF? Yes, I would. Yeah, I like them GIFs. It's cozy. It makes you feel warm, actually. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that is nice. That's really nice sherry malt. Beautiful. Oh, Richie, thank you. You're a good person. Cheers to you. Yeah, 15 years, I'm sorry, 19 years of the Mini. Those are some awesome books. I'll do a talk through them. There's a lot more good ones you can't see in. Hang on, I'll just turn that for a second. Ooh, a lot of Rover stuff. Carscapes, Porsche, Corvette, a lot of vintage stuff, Alfa Romeo. Well, I'll bring all that back in a second. This is all on a tripod, so it's got heavy. I know, the Minis just look so amazing. I first discovered that the Minis were old 5 years ago now, 2015. Yes, I do like all the generations of the Clubman, actually. I am a fan of the Rover 800. I did a photo shoot for Modern Mini magazine with Martin, the editor, and neither of us could believe. Thank you. I've enjoyed the worst car run as well. Yeah, neither of us could believe it's 15 years old back then, and there were two cars belonging to people who are quite known in the Mini community. Brought them along to the factory. We went around the Cowley plant. We drove down the production line. Thank you very much. And yeah, we were just blown away that they were 15 years old, and both of us left that photo shoot thinking we needed to go and buy one, and within a month we both had. So that was just incredible, and that car's been a permanent addition. I don't like the new Italian job. That shouldn't have been called the Italian job again. Would I go for? Yeah, I've got a Rover 75 goes for a drive lined up. I met the owner at Bromley on Hubnut stand last year, I think it must have been, but I haven't had time. Which will be the first car out after lockdown? Probably the Alpha will need an MOT, so it might actually be the Alpha. It might be the Mini though, because I could just tax it and get it going. But yeah, I don't know. Or if I can get the Rover 2000 running before then, maybe I'll take that one. Whatever's at the front, I can't wait to be free to drive stuff. We nearly got a driving job to go to Cambridge next week, and I was really looking forward to doing that. But now you're welcome. Hello. I hope your hat arrives very soon. Do you know what, the Volvo has been a runaway success, and I have no idea why people love it so much, but it's a very endearing car. Minis do look big on camera because every photographer I know does a particular angle to accentuate them because they are so small. They always get the camera and shoot really low at it, so it looks really big. So that's why cameras always make Minis look big. Oh, brilliant, Richie! I've got some new merchandise. I was going to talk about this tonight, and Richie has just segued in nicely for me. He's ordered some Volvo t-shirts. This is a Rover t-shirt I've now got on the Redbubble store, and there's also Volvo 740 ones on the Redbubble store as well. Darren, I'll come back to that in a second. I've also got, this is not on Redbubble, this is actually in the corner of my office over here. We've got Furious Driving hats. The Patreons and channel members found out about this earlier in the week when they arrived, and I knew it actually did exist. these are for sale personally, if that makes sense. Drop me an email at bodyintheboot and it's £10 for the beanie hats and 15, I think I said, for the caps. I'm very, very happy with them. That's got the Furious Driving writing on the front. It's very warm. I actually wore it, wearing it earlier today. I had to take it off because it was too warm. And this I'll be wearing a lot in the summertime. But yeah, drop me a message if you fancy one of those. I'm super excited, as they say, to have that. And also all this new stuff, which I used to be a Mac art worker at one point. Yeah, Richie's got the t-shirt, the hoodie. I saw the order as that came in. I used to be a Mac art worker for a time, so I've been drawing frantically in my time off here, Rovers and Volvos, making t-shirts. Now, someone asked me a few minutes ago, what do I think about the closure of Retro Cars magazine? And I am very, very sad indeed about that. And that's actually a magazine I was working for bit by bit. I know the editor quite well. And I was a fan of it in its content anyway, even not just stuff I was doing it for myself. I really enjoyed reading it because I'm really into the cars and I'm very into print magazines as a whole anyway, because that's just what I grew up reading. I used to love going to sort of Smith's, picking up a bunch of magazines. I used to have stacks, and I've got stacks and stacks of magazines around the house. If you can see the other side of this office, there's a shelf with a Boeing middle in it, which is all just classic car magazines that are just getting ready to fall down, and my wife keeps telling me that's about to, so I'll get closer to the iPad. Yeah, so I'm very, very sad indeed. I hope it's not a growing trend. I hope it's just the unfortunate situation with ad revenue. Hello Hannah, hello Darren. Yeah, ad revenue everywhere is down right now, and it's been down on magazines for a long time, and it's now so yes, do that on the Clio, that would be awesome. Furious Driving sticker on that will make it look awesome. So yeah, ad revenue on YouTube is down as well now, so across the board it's hitting everyone, so I'm very sad that Retro Cars is gone. Oh, the Gaffer, that was a big old P6 thing. Yeah, it wasn't a great advert for them because it was a terrible looking car. Alpha cancelling the Giulia GTA. I didn't know they had. That's very sad because that was a proper halo car for the company, but I don't know how their sales are stacking up. I know Alpha are concentrating more on SUVs, which is very sad because I can't consider an SUV a sporty car in any way, shape or form, regardless who makes it. God, 2000 TC with 600 miles, that's impressive. Opinions of the SD1. I think the SD1 is a lovely car and I would really like one. It's far more basic than the P6 though. It was built down by the accountants to be profitable more than the P6 ever was. So it's a simpler car to work on, but they were built badly. It was a brilliant car, made badly, if that makes sense. Any more Puntos on the way? No. Not at the moment. I would like to do some more, but at the moment nothing's on the way because we can't go anywhere. Lots of Fiats coming though. There are many Fiats to be seen soon, I hope. Now I did have a couple of questions because Patreons and members can ask questions ahead of the live chats, and a couple to come up. And one question was, what was the Draper impact wrench I got? And that was a 55343, and it's incredibly light and really quite powerful, so I'm very, very pleased with that one. And yeah, I definitely recommend that. And the other question was, if I had to get rid of everything but two cars, which two would it be? And I would say I would never get rid of the Rover 2000. That's a sticker forever. And I'll probably hang on to the Mini actually, because I do quite like that one a lot. I was going to skim back up to the question side. Early Sterling Rover review. Yes, I would like to do some more of those. Sorry, I forgot that I've got the Punto lined up actually. I was going to do it just before lockdown, but it had a problem. And hopefully I think that's fixed again now, so we will be doing that Punto, because I'm trying to get every single generation of Punto reviewed. Hello Darren, nice to meet you. See you on there. Oh, hang on. Whoa, yeah, it's too quick. I had a couple of KAs. Yes, for a while ago I had a go at trying to be like not full-time, like a part-time motor trader, buying cars and flipping them. And I found a couple of KAs, one after another, thinking I could buy them cheap, just polish them and move them on for a bit of money. And that's actually how we wound up with the MG ZS that I owned for a little while as well. But they got them back, and they were both so rotten, and they rust in the fuel tank, the subframes, just everywhere you can't see. And so they both went. One of them, I think, managed to sell because someone wanted the number plate on it, so that was quite good. So I'm reaching out. Apart from job welding, what job do I hate most? It's the back brakes on a Rover P6 because you need 17 elbows to get, and be right underneath it to do it. Hello, Nico. Rover prices are generally okay because everyone thinks they're cheap and the owners are cheap, so they don't charge a lot for them. So that's quite good. Apart from P6s, where body panels have suddenly become horrifically expensive. Favorite vintage car? That is an easy one. I would love a Cord from the 1930s. That was a beautiful, really innovative car. Front-wheel drive, pop-up headlights, supercharged. Don't come up so very often. Best first retro car currently? Ooh, that's a good question. Mark II Cavalier or a Nissan Sunny perhaps, or late 80s, early 90s, that kind of curvy, swoopy shape Astra. They're very tough indeed. I had the models yesterday on that Cord, and that kind of set me up for life. Any more videos of the R8 coming? Not at the moment because it's in the garage, not at home, because I can't get to it, so I can't do any more with it for the time being. Once we get out of it, it's going to have a few more jobs doing to it, but not for the time being. Hello from the Netherlands, or to the Netherlands even. Fastest car you've driven? I have both been a passenger and a driver on a runway, I should hasten to add, at around 180 miles an hour in a Bentley Continental GT as a passenger and a driver in a Nissan GT-R. That was quite fun. Could have gone faster in both, but we couldn't see the end of the runway through heat haze, so we'd kind of back off a little bit just in case. Oh, would you have a Citroen DS? Absolutely, I adore them. That'd be perfect to sit alongside the P6. Have I driven a Mark II X5? Yes, I have. They're all good, actually. Hello, Northern Ireland, Stevie Boy. Someone considering a first car of a Rover R8. Yes, that was actually a very good choice. They are safe for the era, which is good. They're pre-airbag, so be aware of that. They're easy to work on. There's plenty of parts availability. It's a good club. They're very stable. They've got good secure handling, so you're not likely to bin it when you first go out. And they're fun cars and they're reliable and practical. So yeah, I'd definitely say go for an R8 for a first car. That's not a bad shout. And they're not expensive either. I mean, you see them for such silly money at the moment. Hello, Scottish Car TV. Citroen C5 V6. That's a rare car. Does my son take an interest in the cars? No, he only ever cares about video games and pretty much nothing else at the moment. I thought maybe he would, but he's not really followed in my footsteps. So I followed my dad, but he's just not really. Maybe when he's older, he might get into it. I don't know. But, or as long as there's role-playing games on an iPad, forget it. Well, today I've been out on the Volvo, and hopefully it will be a nice video for you guys over the weekend. There's one thing that fell over, is in terms of getting off. There's a few things that fell over on this video. If you just enjoy disasters, this is going to be a good one for you. I'll either release it tomorrow if I can't figure out how to do the last thing I was trying to do. If I do figure it out, I'll release it on Sunday. So at some point in the weekend, then you will see that. Alpha GTV or Fiat Coupe? Now that is an impossible question because I love them both. I believe they're both designed or certainly heavily influenced and styled by the same guy who did the 145 and the BMW 5 Series, which I love the look of but hated the car, Chris Bangle. Both actually, are they on the same platform? I think they might be actually. All kind of TPO based. I would have to buy them both. That would be my only solution to that particular conundrum. Hello Canterbury, was you. What's the whiskey I'm having? This is I can't say now. Burekledich. Here you go. There's the spelling of that. And this is Fino. It's a 1992 sherry cask edition, which I got when I visited the distillery many years ago. No, I've been very well behaved on eBay. I've not made any mad impulses. I've been very tempted. There's a few things I've seen, but I haven't actually made it as far as hitting the button. What did I nick out of the Roots car showroom? I rescued a boot full of manuals, workshop manuals going back to probably the 60s, and there are hundreds more, but I did ask the owner first, and I'm going to go back and try and take a few more when we are open again. I'm going to rescue those photo albums and scrapbooks as well. Now, where are we? What do I watch on YouTube? Well, I was actually watching Hoovie just before I came on here. I'm really into Bruce Wilson rescuing trucks at the moment. Aging Wheels, I watch a lot of his escapades, and you'll be seeing a bit of him soon, hopefully. What else do I watch? Quite a few, all sorts. Watch JR Go. I like the Rancho. I've got the Rancho book. Morning, Kate. Or afternoon, even I forget it's evening. I'll say it the Spanish Alfa Romeo. No, well, they wanted to be. I think they're a bit too sensible. They do make good cars, though. Yes, Hubnut, I enjoy a lot. Scotty Kilmer, he's got a huge following, but he's very shouty. And so I don't watch a huge amount of Scotty Kilmer. Which repair am I most proud of? Anything that no one can notice I've done it. I think putting the engine back in the V8 I was quite proud of. But I've put the engine in and out the Rover 2000 a couple of times, and I'm quite proud of that, to be honest. And I completely rebuilt the Rover 2000 engine in the past as well. So yeah. It was Darren. Hello, Darren. £1,000 for a Mark II Escort. Oh, in Mexico in 1997. Yeah, not surprised you wish you kept that one. Yeah, I do watch Hubnut. Known Hubnut a long time. Yeah, that was some cool stuff in that garage. Oh, someone's bought a Volvo 740. That was pretty good move if it works. If it's got rust in it like mine, then you might be regretting that move. Scotty is a down-to-earth guy. Do I play Super Nintendo? No, we've got a... Ooh, is it a Switch? I think it's a Switch, but I don't get a looking on it. Do I ever get fed up tinkering with cars? Yes, when it's not going wrong, I get really kind of fed up with that. When it's going right, it makes it all worthwhile. Yeah, I've seen that two-door the Mark II Cavalier... I'm sorry, Mark III Cavalier two-door. Oh, it's a Mark II two-door, isn't it? On eBay at the moment. That's about 1,500 quid the last time I looked. I've been watching that. I thought maybe if it stayed under £1,000, it might be worth it as a project to add to the other projects. But no, it's getting too expensive, I think. I'm sure it will go for a lot. Volvo 740 is late being fixed by a young lady on YouTube. Yes, I have started watching that. Are there plans for a meeting like Hubnut did? Yes, well, I'd actually been kind of researching where to do that when the lockdown struck. And I was thinking either Caffeine and Machine up in Birmingham or somewhere like Brooklands down in Surrey, somewhere we could get a lot of cars together and buy a cup of tea, basically. But unfortunately, because we can't meet, it's kind of put a bit of a crimp on that idea. But yes, I was absolutely planning on doing several of those across the summertime. So that's a shame. There was a Lancia Y for sale. Oh, I missed that one. Wow. That would be awesome. So I'm jumping back through the questions. What's my biggest passion next to cars and photography? That would be travel, really. That's kind of what's the thing I've done most. And that kind of combines everything, because it means I can go and drive somewhere or go somewhere in some other form of transport and take photos when I get there and just see and experience the world. So I've done quite a few road trips, quite a few, not really holidays, but yeah, I've been all over the world, really. I've not been to Australia, and I've not been to South America, but I've been to pretty much everywhere else, just because it's just what I love doing. Oh wow, Lancia Y10 GTIE apparently is for sale. I might have to end this live stream very suddenly and hit eBay. Good night, everyone. I'm going to go buy a Lancia. No, I've never driven a Peugeot 309 GTI, which is really odd. They were the current hot hatch when I was in my youth, and everyone knew they were great, but I never got a chance to go in one. $147 Lusso, yeah, we owned one for 9 years. It was a gorgeous thing. Hello, Jake. Glad you're here now. Decided on keeping the Volvo yet? No, I haven't. I really like it. Every time I just start it and just shuffle around in it, it's nice. But I just don't know what I want to do with it, because now I've got 4 big barges of cars. I've got the 2 P6s, I've got the W123, and I've got the Volvo. What I need is a barn I can just keep on tucking them into. These are not worth masses of money, so it's not like a massive financial outlay to hold on to these things. It's just finding somewhere to park them all. So I could, in theory, hold on to the... If I could find somewhere to put it, I could hold on to the Volvo indefinitely. It owes me nothing. I could sell it for more than I paid for it, but my work, my time has improved its value. But it'd be a shame to let it go. Yeah, I would like a Saab 900 quite a lot though, and I'd like a a Volvo 700 Estate. So I'm missing the questions while I'm talking. What about a video on your camera gear? Yes, so it's a Laser Capri question there. Yes, I've actually started a second channel called Clickbait Photography. That's 3 words, Clickbait Photography. I'll put a link in this later on. Because, yeah, I do want to talk about photography, and I've only just started it. I've done like 4 videos so far. And the last one was talking through my work bag for when I'm going actually to work, not doing YouTube. So that was quite fun. Hello, more people. Most liked real world classic. Oh, I don't know. Austin 7. That's really down to earth and basic, and that's a car I'd love to get hold of. 205 GTI. I've driven a 1.6, but not a 1.9. Hello, Belgium. Would I review a multiplier? Absolutely, I'd review a multiplier. I'd own a multiplier given the chance. Have I done the Nürburgring? No, I've been to the Nürburgring about 4 times, and every single time I've been there, something has gone wrong. We've not been able to get on the track. So I need one of those never been stickers, because it's something I still need to go and do. Maybe one day I will do it, but I feel it's my duty not to go there, because every time I go, it jinxes it for other people. So that's my favour to the world, is not going there. Where have we got to now? Sorry, I'm just skimming through the questions again. My monitor is on fire. The Apple stuff gets very hot. 145 Express is the best Volvo estate. Yeah, my granddad had a 140 Saloon, and that was really cool. That was a really unusual car, because that had LPG from the factory, and that was, I think, a 72 or 74 car. So that was a really unusual thing to have back in the late 70s. I don't know how he got that. I've not driven a Fiat 127 actually, no. That's an interesting one I need to go and get hold of. Hello, Cheltenham. Favourite car you've ever owned? Well, that's another video which I haven't made yet, partly because I haven't decided. It's a toss-up between 2 of them, and I need to make a decision on that. I could take the Rover R8 to the ring. I'm going to take the coupe certainly to a track day or 2 at some point very soon. How about a test on my Marina TC? Yes, drop me an email at bodyintheboot@gmail.com and talk to me about that. I would love to drive an Integra as well. Scotland is a long way away. I'd love to make a bit of a road trip of that. Yeah, again, same email address. Integrales are awesome. It's one of my favourite things. Favourite car TV presenter? Oh, I don't know really. Good question. It would be a toss-up. Johnny Smith, I really enjoy watching him. I've actually met him in real life a few years ago now, when I was taking photos of his Dodge Charger. He's a good fun. But actually, it's not regular TV, but David Freiberger on Roadkill, I think, is my favourite TV presenter. And I've not met Harry from Harry's Garage. I would love to. I've done a few jobs for Evo over the years, not many, but a couple. But I've not met Harry. I bought a brand new classic. Years ago. Oh, Jimny's. Everyone loves a Jimny. So the writing's very tiny on the screen, even though it's an iPad. So we had lots of LPG and ethanol experiments here in Sweden in the 70s. And yeah, I guess that must be how he got it. Because yeah, he was the kind of person who found interesting and different stuff. So yeah. This is nice stuff, actually. Yeah, I do enjoy Harry's Garage. Sorry, there's so many channels on YouTube that people say, what do I watch? It's just really easy to forget who I do watch regularly. Doug DeMuro, I don't watch too much of Doug DeMuro, but I do enjoy it when I do. Am I planning to do Route 66? No, I've done it already. In fact, that was a slideshow I'm planning to do at some point in the next week or so, because we are still in lockdown for a bit longer. I still can't drive cars, so I'm thinking of things I can do from the archives. And yeah, I've got Route 66, which I did drive, I think, 5 years ago now. And yeah, I've got lots of photos of that. Ian Tyrrell channel, I don't know Ian Tyrrell channel. Hoovy, I watch Hoovy an awful lot. Do I watch Italia Autos? Is he the English guy who fixes kind of modern Alphas? Because I do watch him. Do you like Saab 9000? Yes, I do. Look for my review of it. I was trying to do the Cornetto trilogy of Type 4 platform cars, which is the Saab 9000 Fiat Chroma Alpha 164 Lancia Thema. I got the Lancia and the Saab done before lockdown, but yeah, but they're both really, really good cars. Very different character, but both very enjoyable. Oh, revamp Jim Clark Museum. Oh, that'd be good. Yeah. What American car would you like apart from the Crown Vic? And I really want a late 80s Corvette, C4 Corvette. I would like one of those hugely. I drew one of them in my A-level art exam, and that's probably why I failed. Um, but yeah, I'm desperate for one of those. Would I have an E30 again? Yes, but I want a quicker steering rack in it because it was just awful. 97 turns lock to lock on that. A really good fun car though. Would I do a hub nut social? I used to answer that a minute ago. Yes, I would. A Mini R50 2001. Yeah. Hello, Miles Richardson. My God, that's virtually me, and you got the same car. What car did I pass my test in? Oh, God, I think it was a Nissan of some kind from the early 90s. It was a hatchback Nissan, and I can't remember what model it was. I was going to say Almera, but I don't think they made the Almera that far long ago. Oh, Ian Tyrrell, yes, Harry's mechanic guy's building Lamborghini engine. Sorry, I'm reading 3 threads at once. Have I watched Ian Tyrrell's channel? I've not watched his own channel, but I've watched him a lot on Harry's Garage channel, where they are quite entertaining. Alan Howitt on YouTube. Okay, I'll give him a watch. So much on YouTube to watch now. What everyday car do I think will be a future classic? Well, the Reg Mini, the early current general new Minis from 2001, I think are definitely going to be a classic, so I bought one. Ford KAs, I do think are going to be a classic if you can find one that's not rusted away. Ford, my mind's gone blank. The little sporty thing's based on the Fiesta. Someone say that in the comments right now because I've forgotten the name of it. No, loads of things, but no one saw what it was. It wasn't a Pulsar. Puma, thank you very much indeed. Remember, that's the word I was trying to think of. Dear. What's my dream Rover apart from the ones I own? I would love a P5B coupe with a V8 in it, obviously, or a P3 from the war. I drove a convertible one a while ago. I need to try Hub Nuts in the car. Everyone's saying Puma now. Thanks, everyone. Also, I think an early Punto, you can find an early Punto. That would be a good thing. And Nissan Cubes, I was chucking in that one. Yeah, that's a really unusual thing, but I don't know if it's well enough known for it to become an appreciated classic. I think people have to remember it. There needs to be some nostalgia involved for a regular car to become like an appealing classic. Like the original Minis became a classic because everyone remembers them. People learned to drive in them. Their mum and dad had them, that kind of stuff. So if stuff your parents had, or your aunt and uncle, your big brother, your big sister had, and they learned to drive in, that's the kind of stuff that you're going to remember in 20 years' time. Would I like a Mark 1 Punto? Yeah, Mark 1 Punto would be great. My wife, as I said in the thing the other day, she had a Mark 1. I said it was an SX. I think it was just an S or even a no letters at all. But that was a really nice car. You know, I like unusual cars myself. Am I intending to hold on to all the fleet you have at the moment or sell some of them? I would prefer not to sell any of them if I could. It depends on what storage I'm able to find. I really want to find like a barn or a unit, just even some outdoor parking. I would prefer indoor parking really, but somewhere secure and safe where they can live. But yeah, how does my wife's F56 compare to the R50? The F56 feels big, and it feels not claustrophobic, but it feels smaller inside, even though it's a bigger car. When she first got it, in the first week she got it, she'd clipped the front wing on it, going through a tight gap that she'd driven her old 5-door through. The older one, the R50, feels a bit more lively, a bit more sprightly. It feels more like the classic one, to be honest, and it feels more airy. It feels much lighter and fresher. The newer one feels a little bit closed in compared to the old R50. I prefer driving the R50. Rover 75 Touring is surefire future classic. Yeah, I think it is. Any Rover 75 that's in good shape, I think those are on the way to becoming a classic because it was the last car that Rover made. And it's a really good car. It was the best car they've made in a while, really, because they've been cost-cutting everything since. R50 or R53? Oh, I don't know, really. I think I prefer the R50. The R53 is just nuts. If you get a really well-modified R53 with a big supercharger and the pulley and everything, that's a lot of fun. But in standard form, I think I kind of prefer the R50. Would I buy an electric Mini? I don't know. I don't know what the load space is like. I need to go and try one. Once I've tried one, I can tell you. I'll need to go and talk to their press office about that and try and sort that out. Park my cars in front of your house, no problem, that'll save it a bit. What age does a car become a classic? Well, if you're asking insurance people, it's either 21 or 25 years old, but really it's more to do with its cultural significance, the rarity, that kind of stuff, really. I mean, some cars are an instant classic the moment they roll out the line. Other cars take a lot longer, like Marinas weren't really considered classics until they hit sort of 30 plus years old because people kind of didn't take them seriously. Same with the Allegros. People were turned away from car shows in wedges as recently as like 2005 or 10. But yeah, age isn't necessarily the defining point, but on paper it's 21 or 25 for your insurance. Mark 1 Yellow Punto Sporting. Yeah, that is an awesome car. That's what our convertible was based on. That was fantastic. Never gave the new Mini a second class until a friend bought one. That's often the way. People don't really notice them. They are so well designed that they're almost under the radar. They're a nice looking car that you don't notice. They're just street furniture. Then you drive one, you sit in one and think, actually, this is awesome. This is a really good car. And then you can sort of become a lover rather than a hater of them. Using the insurance as logic, Corsa B is a classic. Yeah, it's got a few years to go, I'm afraid. But Citroen BX GTI a few years ago from auction. They have vanished. That would be a great car to have. If anyone's got a BX that I can test drive, then let me know. Would I buy a Ford Zodiac? I don't know. It's not a car I've got any kind of emotional attachment to. It's no one in my family, in my memory, has had one. So it's not a car that I kind of hark to. If one came up and I really drove it and liked it, and it was the right, I don't know, colour or spec, or just I like the engine noise on that, don't have some money, I might do, but it's not a car I'd hanker after. What makes a good car? It's got to be reliable, it's got to be fun, it's got to be good looking, but also you can delete any of those if it makes up for it in other areas. I don't really have a specific criteria because all my cars are so different, and they're different in better ways. Like the Volvo, you doesn't handle at all. I'm just trying to drive down to Sainsbury's the other day. Half the speed I would go down in the Alpha is nearly off the road. The Alpha, on the other hand, though, it's just temperamental and crazy, but I love them both. I insure my cars as a fleet because that is much cheaper to do that. Volvo 164 I absolutely adore. I learned to drive, as I said earlier, in combination of the Mark II Escort and the Nissan, which we can't remember what it was. Renault Safran bi-turbo. No one remembers that. You're right, I don't either. I didn't know they did a bi-turbo of the Safran. That'd be a car to find. A Fiat Uno Turbo, that's a great thing. Yeah, Fiat Unos I think are definitely classics now. You can insure them as a classic. They're regarded as classics at classic car shows. So yeah, I think you're safe calling a Uno a classic. They're old enough now. Rover 206 Vitesse or Vanden Plas. I'll quick go 206 Vitesse. I think I quite like that one a little bit more. Bring back cars with bench seats. I don't know. I like doing corners more than I like doing bench seats. Very slidey. But rear wheel drive, I prefer rear wheel drive cars. That's why I've got the Mercedes 204 for my daily car. Would I get a three-wheel car? I've kind of got one, as I've got a Sinclair C5 in the garage. I need to go and sort out some kind of motive power for that. Yeah, that's a video I can do this week because I can walk around to that and I can video you that one. I'll pull it out. Tell you all about that one next week. Is the Discovery 2 a classic? I don't think the Disco 2 is a classic yet. Discovery 1 I would say is a classic. Discovery 2 is, give it 5 years. Yes, I really have got a Sinclair C5 and there's a fun story with that. So yeah, I'll save that for next week. Baleno GSR. God, Balenos weren't as bad as people make out. Anything Suzuki is going to be good, even if it's not exciting. They do some exciting cars as well. Volvo V70R. Wow, 300 horsepower. Yeah, they're quite fun. What do I think of Hubnut's fleet? I think it's quite fun. I like anyone who collects just ridiculous stuff that no one else will. It's like, well, I've got this kind of stuff. So I think I wouldn't necessarily have half the cars he's got, but I enjoy the fact he's got them, and I would love to spend some time poking around that garage. MGZT or Rover 75. I think I'd go MGZT, but that's just me. I drive past the old Morris factory every day. Yeah, it's a lovely thing to go. Good to go and explore that. Baleno 4x4. Oh yeah, Suzuki do some mad four-wheel drive stuff. Zafira GSI. Yeah, they are ridiculous things. Very fast people carry. Someone's offered me one to drive, which I need to go and email you about that if you're watching. Thoughts of Korean 80s cars. I don't really have any thoughts of Korean 80s cars. I'm not sure what they even be. Motorcycle engine in the C5. I think that was probably going to be too dangerous. I want to do some kind of electric thing in it. It was electric and I'd quite like to keep it electric, but definitely a lot faster. Smart Roadster, they're quite cool. The gearbox is still dreadful, but the car itself is fun and interesting, and I quite like them from that point of view. Mark 1 Audi TT. Yeah, that's definitely on the list to be a classic. Especially if you find one that didn't get the spoiler modification from Audi. This is lovely. This is... I'm trying to think what it's... Fino sherry casks. It's left to distill in, so it's very nice. Corolla or Civic? I would go Civic. I think I quite like the Civic. Corolla's not a bad car, but I think the Civic's just a bit more fun. Slightly better sort of handling chassis, really. Mark III MR2 is a fantastic car. It is. They're basically forgotten, aren't they? Yeah. Mark III MR2. It is. Yeah, I think all the MR2s really are classics, just partly because the older ones are old enough and everyone loves them. The Mark IIs, funnily enough, kind of the least classic, maybe because there's most of them. The Mark III, they're just so rare, and they're a fantastic driver's car. They're also pointless, so there's no boot in them, so it all becomes a classic that way. Do I think Hyundai has a bad reputation for being poor man's Honda? Ooh, I don't think they've got a bad reputation for anything. I just think they've got no reputation, if that makes sense. They need to establish an identity. I don't really think anyone thinks anything of them good or bad. People who like them a lot because they are very reliable, but I don't know that they are. I don't know. I don't think thought of as poor man's anything really. Poor man's Range Rover that wiped out my my Mondeo because it's a Hyundai that destroyed that. Well, then I fixed it. Last car you had with wheel trims, well, there's a Volvo 740 parked outside, but before that would be going back quite a long time to the Mark III Escort, which is 25 years ago. It is a whiskey. This is a Breckledig Fino. I'll move these into shot. So see what they are. Oops. I've seen the Alpha 166. I can't buy it right now. I've got no room, and I've not really been working very much since lockdown, so I'm not buying any cars until we go back. Yes, I do know Morris Marina will be 50 next April. That's an astonishing thing to consider. Did I sell the indicator cluster off the Volvo? No, it's still available. If anyone wants it, drop me a message on the bodyintheboot@gmail.com. I paid 20 quid for it, which is the going rate, and that's all I want back for it, really. So if you want an indicator cluster for a facelift Volvo 700, message me. Volvo 740 Turbo or Senator 24 valve? I would go for the Senator because I've got a Volvo already. Actually, the Senators are really cool cars. I do like them a lot. I pronounce it. I'm trying to read this. Someone's written the pronunciation of Breckledig. I pronounce it this way because I got it from the distillery. I spent 2 weeks at the distillery a couple of years ago working for a car company. Reliant Kitten, that's a mad thing. I've not seen one of them for a few years. P6 doesn't have much of a following elsewhere because it didn't make it to that many other sort of, what do you call it, empire countries, really. I think they were quite popular in Italy, and I think France got a few of them. But they struggled to build enough. They had plans for an estate and a convertible, but P6s, they just could not build fast enough. So that's why part of the reason they didn't get much of a following. In America, they didn't really fit in with the pattern of very, very simple maintenance. These are my old glasses. I was wearing them working on the car earlier, and I forgot to take them off. There are a few Rovers A200 Sterlings around, not many, but there are some. Have I considered a UK tour with a Mini to celebrate? That's not a bad idea, actually. I was planning on a different foreign tour when we went into lockdown. Manta GTE or Mark III Capri? I would go for the Manta, actually. My mum had a Mark 1 Manta when I was a kid, and I really do miss that car. It's a really cool car, and it's a little bit different from the Capri, a bit more, I don't know, the unusual choice, so I'll go for the unusual choice every time. Red or white wine? I think I generally prefer a red wine, but I do quite like a white as well. Do you think the future of the cars is electric? No, I think it's hydrogen. So a police car question a second ago. I'm trying to scroll back to it. Jaguar S-Type 2.7, check for rust, but I think they're quite good because it's basically Panther platform Ford underneath, so pretty solid. Would I have a 3-cylinder car? I'm not entirely sure we haven't got one at the moment because the Mini is a Mini Cooper. I think it's 3 cylinders now, isn't it? Certainly our last 5-door is a 3-cylinder. Yeah, I have no problem with those at all. They sound a bit like a Porsche 911 when you accelerate them hard. 106 GTI Saxo VRS. I'll go for the Saxo. I like a Saxo. Suzuki Kizashi. That was a little kind of 4-door saloon thing, wasn't it? But it only came with that what do you call it? Slushmatic, automatic, Variomatic gearbox. They were fun, really good looking cars, but the gear system kind of let it down a bit and made it very uneconomical. I look old for a 19. Well, both me and the Mini were born on the same day, so what can I say? I was in Egypt and I was surprised at the amount of generic 60s British cars and Cadillacs. Wow, I went to Egypt a few years ago and I didn't really know too many British cars, but I know a lot of Austins and Morrises and things were sent out to other countries to be pressed in those countries. But we did see loads of Peugeot 504 estates and saloons as taxis because Peugeot had a factory out in Africa and they were knocking them out until quite recently, actually. Every car I rode in was a Peugeot. DAF 44, yeah, I quite like DAFs with little Variomatic transmissions and things. They were good fun. One of the first cars I ever drove was a little DAF. It might have been a 44 actually. My nan had one. Oh, thank you, Psycho. Very good of you. Yeah, I'm glad you've enjoyed it. Well, good luck getting the 145 running as well. Yes, it is a Cooper. See, I thought it was a 3-cylinder. I don't want to commit to that because I'm not 100% certain. I don't want to sound like a fool this time. You always have premium tyres on my cars. Yeah, I think it's really important to keep good tyres on cars. I won't do budget tyres because it's the one thing that's keeping you in contact with the road. It's a cliche, but it's absolutely true. I would either go for Pirelli or Continental, maybe Michelin as my choices. I've used Continental an awful lot over the years, and I've been really, really impressed with them. Pirellis, though, I keep Pirellis on the Rover 2000 because they came with it, and I've tried other makes, and it just runs better with those for some reason. Alfa Giulietta. I like the Giulietta, but the Giulia, the saloon, is a much better car. Pirelli, ooh, yuck. In Europe, super mini saloons, apart from... oh, sorry, I thought I meant as in mini brand saloons. Yeah, we do get a lot of fun stuff, which you kind of miss out of in other parts of the world. Monza 3-litre or W123 280. Oh, those are very different cars. I'll go for the W123, I think, with a 280 6-cylinder engine in it. DAF 66. Oh, yeah, they're fun little things. Early 2000 Suzuki Swift. Yeah, I really would like to find one of those, actually. Fiat Tempra or Ford Orion. Oh, now you're pushing me. I love the Tempra. It's a really excitingly designed car that's quite good, a bit different, a bit unusual, but I always liked the Orion, even when it was new. I thought it was a really cool looking thing. So I'll probably have to go and buy the Orion, really, sorry. No, I'll just go and buy both. That's always my answer to everything. Which one do you buy? I buy them all. Rover 75s, I think, are fantastic cars. I would love a 75. Would I consider an epic road trip to collect a car? Yes, I would buy a car specifically to have an epic road trip, given the choice. Dragon 32 or BBC 32? I would go for the BBC because we had them at my school, and I remember Chucky Egg and Chuck Yeager's Flight Sim, so I would want to go and get copies of them. Actually, that's another couple of things I do watch on YouTube. Is Retro Recipes and Adrian's Digital Basement. There's one other as well who's quite good with retro computing stuff. Get a Rancho from France. Oh, hello. You've planted a seed of an idea there. Best automotive book that I've read. Oh, God, that's a good question. There's a few good ones, actually. I'm going to pull one out of here. This is James Taylor's Rover P6 book, which is kind of hard to get hold of. Another one I was reading recently is Woodward Avenue, the story of hot rodding and racing down the strip in Detroit. Oh, yeah, some interesting stuff. Where are we in the questions? I was facing the wrong way for a second. If I get a Rancho, this will be my favourite channel. Haha. I've got the handbook, so the workshop manual. So yeah, everybody's got a BBC computers. Yeah, a Ford RS Orion Turbo, that'd be awesome. Early Zafira. I don't think I need an early Zafira, but I'd like to drive one. Review an Escort Cosworth. Well, I've done one RS Escort. I'm not a Cosy though. But yeah, Panda 100 HP. Yeah, I drove one of them from the Fiat Press fleet when they were current and new, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Now, sometimes you drive a car and you just don't want to give it back, and that was one of them. And that's one of those cars. Every time I see one in the car park now, I go, "Oh, exciting! It's a it's a Panda 100 HP. I need to go and have a look at that." And everyone goes, "Why are you getting excited about a Fiat Panda?" But they're awesome things. Ah, you worked on the launch team for the R50 and R53. You're detailing. So were you detailing them at the launch? So sharp detailing. Because I've worked on a few car launches as a photographer, so it'd be interesting to see your memories of that. Yeah, the wicked wheels on a 100 HP, those wide wheels make it look fantastic. Do I get What Car, Auto Car? I tend not to buy the new car magazines because I'm more into like the retro stuff, but I do read a lot of stuff online. Scones, this is an important question. Scones, cream or jam first? You have to put jam first because the cream doesn't have the structural density to take the weight of the jam, so it's just going to fall apart if you get it the wrong way around. So you need to go jam first, then cream, with obviously a butter buffer between the jam and the scone. That is the rule. Yeah, you can't go away from that really. E38 750 or E39 540. Oh gosh, I do like the E39 540 a lot. I would probably go for one of them. Is that sacrilege relating to the scones by any chance? Yes, Draper do appear to have forgotten. Don't remind them. I'm using them. I'm not going to give them back just yet. How do I rate Peugeot 306 2-litre HDI? Yeah, that's an underrated future classic. Yeah, you're right. They are the 2-litre. Peugeot used to be the master of the diesel engine for a long time, and the 306 was a great car. I mean, I for a long time wanted to buy a 306 two-door XSI. I think the only reason I didn't was because I couldn't find a two-door. I only kept on finding the four-doors, which I didn't like so much. Jam first, it's the rules. Anyone else who says anything different is wrong. They're an idiot. Where did I get? Sorry, I'm losing my place. Saab 9000. I love the Saab 9000. I've never owned a Saab. I need to own a Saab. Are tempered digital dashboards problematic? I don't know is the answer to that one. I only know one person who's got a tempered digital dashboard, and he's not had any problems with it, but that's not necessarily gospel. Could always get together with Laurie and the other guys. Oh yeah, that's an idea. Go to Sweden, buy a car and share it. But they live in Norfolk or Suffolk, and I live in Kent, so it'd be awkward time sharing it. Oh, Big John, I missed you a second ago. Thank you very much indeed. I really appreciate that. So I'm skimming through. I need to get a bigger iPad. I've only got iPad minis, so it's kind of hard to see. Best tea bags. I do like the PG tips, to be honest. Good old classic. Regular, ordinary ones in the daytime and decaf in the evening after, well, the last one before bed. When I go on work trips, I'm always made mockery of because I go and sort of insist on getting some hot water from the bar, from a decaf tea bag to take up to the hotel room with me. 216. I need 10 216 GSIs in the Netherlands. Crikey, for €1,000. You should have bought that. Yeah, I think it's a safe card. Make sure there's no rust in it. That's not significant. They're all going to have rusty arches probably, but if it's not rusty, a Rover 216 GSI, great car, definitely buy it. E38, well, E30 is a great car, but yeah, I do love an E39. Scone or scone? I say scone. But then what do I know? Every time I say anything is the correct pronunciation on Facebook, I get 1,000 comments saying I'm wrong. Oh, okay. So Sharp's got an interesting story there. You can drop me an email with that. That'd be quite fun. Saab 95 Estate. Yeah, I love the Saab 95 Estate. Well, I nearly bought one when I bought my Mondeo. I've said this before. But I should have done. It had an engine warning light on, and I should have taken the engine warning light over the dodgy, broken Mondeo. One car from the 70s and one car from the 80s. What would I have? Well, I have the P6 from the 70s because I still love that. And I'll probably have a Lotus Esprit from the 80s. That's quite a fun thing. Audi A2 is a future classic. Yes, it definitely is. That's a really unusual car. Pioneering aluminium construction, lightweight. Yeah, very clever little car, but there's virtually none left. They do have some serious problems, I think, that are quite hard to fix. Expensive to fix, certainly. Yeah, 306s are going for money, but there are still some absolute bargains out if you look around. I've not tried an MG Montego in a long time. I need to go and get that done. Am I seeing Keith's Kitchen blog? I can't remember if I have or not. I'll look when I finish this. I'll go and take a look. Carina or Primera? I don't know. I toss a coin on those two. I like them both as sensible, sturdy cars, but I don't think I have an opinion as to one or the other. They're both very good in their own way. Escort RS or a Sierra? Oh, depends what generation. If I would go for this Sierra Sapphire, because I always loved the shape of the Sierra Sapphire. I do like a saloon. Street Fighter 2 or Mortal Kombat? Blimey, Trap. You throw some random ones out there. I'll go Mortal Kombat on that. Half leather Tomcat interior for sale. Is that on eBay? Yeah, you will regret selling an A2. You won't find another Audi A2 for sale easily. Someone's got an 08 BMW E65 20D with 160,000 miles on it. Is it a ticking time bomb? Well, make sure it's serviced well. Change the timing belt, whether you need to or not, and all tensioners and stuff on it because they fail. Make sure all your water ingress points are good, and you should be okay. It sounds like you've got one of the good ones. Mine went disastrously long by 80,000 miles. It was causing me hell. So it sounds like you're going to be okay with that one. Any plans to get a storage unit, garage? Yeah, that was something I was really looking into quite seriously when lockdown happened, because I've got too much here and I want them to be dry. I don't want them parked out in the rain and dirt. I mean, the other day at the beginning of lockdown, I polished everything, and 2 days later, the kind of Sahara sand came over, and there's fields around here and the farmers plough, and suddenly everything's just grey and brown again. So it's kind of almost, what's the point? And then when it rains badly, I've got to keep everything under cover. So it's kind of awkward. Yeah, I want to get a unit. That's my next kind of evolution of this channel. Yeah, I think Smarts will become classics because they are just different. RS200 Group B is one of my favourite all-time cars. I adore those. There's a few road-going ones. If I could get hold of one of those, I'd be very happy indeed. Alpha 33 or Lancia Delta? I've owned a Lancia Alpha 33 and a P4, so permanent 4 Type Series 3 Alpha 33 is one of my dream cars. But the Delta, if it's an Integrale, then that wins. If it's a permanent 4 Alpha, then that wins. Best Tomcat engine long term is the one I've got, the 2-litre non-turbo. It's least stressed. It's a reliable T-series engine. Virtually nothing goes wrong with it. It's a good engine, and it's not trying too hard, if that makes sense. What would be my all-time favourite from the car list? I think that's another video I need to do, so I won't spill that. There's a choice of 2, and I'm going to toss a coin on that one. Yeah, everyone regrets selling their minis. And Smart, despite the gearbox, will become a classic. 2.5 litre V6. It's a lovely engine, but horrible to work on. So I read Alpha 33 today. Oh man, where was that? I need to leave a card on it for me. How do you keep Mrs. Furious happy with my cars? I let her buy dogs. First mobile phone. The first one I bought was a Motorola Flip on the Orange network. But before that, my dad lent me, it was a Motorola, like a green, I think it was slightly curvy Motorola, because when I went away to college, that I didn't have a house phone, so he lent me an old phone. So that was that. And then, quite excitingly, if I can stray out a shot for a second, watch the fire for a moment. If you like old technology, this is Nokia Orange from mid to late 90s, and the company I worked for gave us all one of these and a car kit, and it was worth more than my car. And this is the first phone, that you could connect digitally to a laptop, and you could send digital files and photos and things over your mobile phone when you're out on the road. So that's why they gave us all these things. It still works. So I can stick a EE SIM card in this. This will actually fire up and it'll work. It's one of the first phones you can send text stuff as well. Unfortunately, no one else had a phone that could receive it. How we were doing? We were doing a bit stir crazy, but we're right. DS21 convertible. I've been in one of the few ones of those. That was a lovely thing. Yeah, the BT Cellnet brick. The company actually had one of those as well, but you couldn't do anything apart from make phone calls with it. Can I review a Tomcat Turbo? Yes, I definitely can, because I know some nice people in the owners club. I'd like a 220 GTI. Alexander, drop me an email, bodyintheboot@gmail.com. I'm looking for cars. Well, I've got about 30 cars lined up for when I'm out of this, but yeah. Other retro models, what do I think of the Fiat 500 VW Beetle? I like them, but I think they're a little too pastiche, whereas the Mini tried to evolve. And if you listen to Frank Stevenson, who who designed it, he actually explained that he wanted to be an evolution of the Mini, recognisable as a Mini, but thought of as an evolution of the thing, not a pastiche. Whereas the Beetle and the 500, well, he did design the 500 as well, are very much more just aping the original design. Don't think I should. It is well through primer. Citroen CX Turbo. They're fun cars. The Citroens with the turbos are just fun. Front wheel drive, almost uncontrollable, which I like that kind of thing. Could I do the video on the basics of welding? Honestly, I'm the wrong person to do that. There are some better channels than that. If you look at Chris Fix, he did a really good one about a week ago. Do I remember when fuel ran out around the pumps year 2000? Yes, I do. I was working at a newspaper, so I was in a protected industry, so I've never quite got into that situation. I think that was in the early noughties rather than 2000, but I think I would either have been running the Freelander or the Alpha 156 back then. If it was a Freelander, it would have been a problem because that's not economical. The 156, I could do about 600 miles on a tank. Show us the model cars. Oh, there's quite a few model cars up here. I need to do a video on all of these. That's a RS200. Got a pair of 500 SLs just there. That's a Porsche 944 turbo, and that is one of the worst generations of Thunderbird. In addition to that, we've got an Alpha SZ and a 156 and a rather nice Citroen just there. And down here we've got a few more. Got a Mini, Porsche, a Rolls Royce Phantom Corvair, I think it is, and an E36. Oh, and above me there's even more. Got a Crown Vic and a Chevy Caprice LT1. So yeah, got a few cars in here, and that's just this wall. It's back to the questions. Still get transmission 1 on my Suzuki Jimny 67 plate. Yeah, it will do. Yes, I've seen the Volvo Matchbox. I want to get a copy. I want to get hold of one of those. Someone just asked about first car again, which I covered at the beginning. But yeah, I think I'll kind of reiterate what I said at the beginning. If you're looking for a first retro, then things like the Rover R8 are a great choice. The Bubble Rover that followed it is even cheaper, but is, if an early one, it's possibly not a better car, but as good, if not a little more refined. The curvy shaped Astras from the early mid 90s, they're very good and very cheap. And Nissan. About bolting a turbo on the Volvo, it's more than that. You've got to do a lot of inlet manifold and exhaust work on it. But it also would kind of destroy the character, but it might be fun if I run out of other projects. Which one? There's quite a few matchboxes there. Can I do a separate video on all my model cars? Do you know, I've actually got a ton in the loft, because for a time, my little boy, when he was sort of semi-interested in cars, he wanted to play with all of the cars that were everywhere. In fact, I've got two more here on the desk. Got a early Aston and a later Aston. Those are both Hot Wheels. He wanted to play with all of them, and I didn't want them to get spoiled because some of them were quite nice. And so I've actually got quite a lot of boxes in the attic, because I kept on buying nice models and then just hiding them away and not displaying them. So I would actually maybe surprise myself if I did a video on all the boxes that I've got. Hi Rich. One of my thoughts on the 90s GTV, I would love one, especially the V6. No, I haven't got any Cadillac models, weirdly. I don't know why. Hello, got people still joining. Wow, this is amazing. Been going for an hour. Did anyone read Modern Classics magazine? Yes, unfortunately, it'll be the last one, because it's now integrated into Classic Car Buyer, I think, which is really sad. You can get 800 horsepower to a B230 turbo. Yes, they're insane. And also, people borrow the back axles for hot rods as well. Would I purchase the Rover SD1? I've come close more than once. Favourite executive from the 60s apart from the P6? Oh, that's a toughie. I would probably go for one of the big Lancias, actually. They're quite fun and a bit different, a bit. Buy right-hand yank cars in Australia. Right-hand drive yank cars? Oh, yeah, but you could, couldn't you? Yeah. Jimny with a supercharged engine would just be dangerous, but funny for a short time. Around 21 25, I thought I'd love the 25. My granddad had one. It was monstrously unreliable, but they're beautiful cars. Citroen 2CV, I enjoy a 2CV. I don't think I want to own one, but I do like them a lot. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much does my missus support my car addiction? Can we go into negative figures at this point? Have you thought about going to the US to import a Crown Vic P71? Yes, I have. I came incredibly close to buying one last year. I looked at going over to buy one, but all I found was that because America is so big, you need to buy the car before you go, effectively, because you can turn up, look at a car in Chicago and discover it's no good, and then you've got to go to somewhere 400, 500 miles away to look at the next one. So I actually came very close. I kind of negotiated a price on buying one, but then the quote for shipping it wasn't too bad, but then the tax and the duty on the tax and everything was just horrific. But yeah, so yeah, I'm very, very keen to do that. I might still do that at some point. Do I make much money on these cars? No. Oh, you took P71 in the UK? Yeah, I think I might have seen that. I want a non-liveried one. I want the detective spec. I know too much about these cars. I know exactly the spec and everything I want, the year, the spec. Will I publish a book of my car photography? No, I own the copyright to nearly all of it. I could do, actually, yeah. Get Mike Brewer to buy one. I actually bought a car off Mike Brewer once. I did a photo shoot where he was doing a contest with a magazine editor to try and flip cars to make the most profit. And a friend of mine needed a car, like, in a hurry. I think they had a Saab 9.3 that had just died of rust. And Mike Brewer had a really, really immaculate Peugeot 406 that had been through a dealer and just had new tyres, all the paint sorted, everything serviced, new belts. And I bought it for my friend off Mike Brewer. Hold on a second, I'm being knocked on the door. No, I'm still alive. Get downstairs. Minor interruption. Piece of my favourite. Oh, I love it. Oh, Monaco, yeah. Dodge Monaco, the early Blues Brothers era Monaco. That'd be fantastic. They never sold Crown Vics in the UK, Jace. They were always import only, private import only, sadly. Yeah, this is how do you make a small fortune out of classic cars? You start with a large fortune. Yeah, Crown Vics can rot. I was looking at LA cars actually. A lot of cheap ones in Chicago, Detroit area, but yeah, you got to worry about the road salt. Rover or Alpha, I literally couldn't choose between those. Did I have a car that ran on unleaded and 4-star? Yeah, the Rover V8 ran on 5-star, but it was sold to the American market, so the V8 engine would run on unleaded quite happily. I wouldn't mind testing the Sweeney. I'd love me to test the Sweeney console Granada. I do know who owns it, and I know someone who could get me to them, but I don't think that would be possible. Probably not. I don't think. Yeah, see, what my son wanted to come and join in. Are left-hand drives more expensive to insure in the UK? No, I don't think they are really. No, that's not really a weighting factor in terms of insurance. Yeah, that for Love of Cars was good. Yeah, I did wonder if we're going to have a classic BBC News moment with a child bursting in because he wanted to be part of this earlier, but I said he couldn't read the things for me. Right. Any more questions? Often thought about Lexus LS or GS, the early ones. Yeah, they've all vanished now. They were a beautiful, big, lovely barge, but right. Goodbye, Jake. There's people leaving now. We've been going over an hour. This is quite a long one, to be honest. Maybe evening is the right time to do this. You can stroke the Volvo 4-cylinder by putting the crank from a marine version, the Volvo Penta. That's interesting. Turns them into a 2.3 into a 2.5. Don't give me ideas. Yes, I did say there was 5-star. My P6 V8 has actually got a sticker in the back window saying use only 5-star. It stopped being available, I think, in the early 80s. Would I consider turbocharging the Tomcat? I did think of it once upon a time, but to be honest, you're better off with the non-turbo. It's much more reliable, and it's not worth the hassle, to be really honest. 2.4 Alpha, that was awesome. Those tuned so well on just a remap. Have I been done for speeding? Maybe. Not serious. I'm just like 2 or 5 miles an hour. One time I was going down a dual carriageway, which goes from an unlimited, or not de-restricted, national limit 70 down to a 50, and they put a van on a bridge and they catch you while you're decelerating into the 50, and I got done on that doing about like 58 or something, aiming for the 50-mile-an-hour limit, and then a little while later going back in the opposite direction, doing exactly the same thing, accelerating for the unlimited bit slightly too early, out of the 50, got done doing. I actually know a third time I've done a speed awareness course of it. There's a road going into Southampton where it goes down from a faster limit down to a 30 limit at traffic lights, and it's not very clear. There's no signs obviously stating it, and there was a guy hiding behind a bush zapping everyone coming off the traffic lights, and yeah, got down like 34 miles an hour or something stupid. Had to do a speed awareness course, and I turned up to the speed awareness course wearing Pilotti race shoes because I'd driven an MG Midget on the way. I've stopped off to drive that, and I can only drive MG Midgets if I wear like race shoes because they've got really tiny pedals, and so I wondered why I kept getting picked on all the way through the speed awareness course. I probably thought I was trying to wind them up or something. I didn't realise until I left and thought, oh god, no wonder that. Do I watch a lot of comedy? I watch a bit, yeah. I do quite like a few things, like Blackadder through to Rick and Morty, so quite a range. Do new car additions require UN style discussions? Now, what I generally do is park it outside and hope she doesn't notice. Benzoyl fuels from Amoca. Wow. Yeah. Gonna drive a C1? Yeah, probably will do actually. Yeah. Jace, Silver Wraith New. Yeah, I do quite like them. They're quite imposing looking cars. I like them a lot. Terminator Cobra. What? Don't know Terminator Cobra. Omega or W210? Ooh, Omega's really nice, but W210's got a little bit of something about it. It's a bit nice. Did I have an early Renault 5 or was that was Hubnut, I think? I've never had a Renault 5. I've come close a few times. Do I have an Instagram? Yes, it's under the name of the channel, Furious Driving. I don't post enough on there. I need to get around to doing more of that. But yes, find me on Instagram and on Facebook under Furious Driving. Hubnut did have an LS. I wish I'd seen that car. Favourite diesel engine would be an Alpha 2.4. They are just fabulous. And it's like I said a minute ago, easily tunable, make a great noise. Lovely things. Right, I think I might have to knock off in a minute. What do my neighbours think about the cars? Well, my immediate neighbour is a builder and doesn't mind at all because he's already got skips and things, so it makes no difference to him. I think other neighbours, when I take up parking, might get a little bit fed up of it. But on the whole, no one seems to mind. Jaguar X-Types, I do like them. I prefer them, particularly if they've got a little crinkle in the front wing. I think I might have to go now as I'm being called to do family stuff. Right. Good night, everyone. Thank you for watching. Someone is determined to be part of this. Good night, everybody. Stay safe, stay indoors, and hopefully we'll be able to get outside and see you all soon. Well, hopefully I can keep you all sane a bit longer. Good night, everybody. I've lost the off button. Hang on. Off.